something that we all kind of seen coming, but maybe not in the exact specifications we thought it would. And I did find a nice little article from Daniel Van Boom at CNET. Now, obviously, this is an article from a publication, so I'm only doing excerpts here, but I'm going to link the full article in the description below. And it is just excerpts, so I do recommend you go and read the full thing. There's a nice little anecdote about his friends inquiring about it with him. So let me just read this out here quickly. The new Switch will be 0.8 inches bigger than the regular Switch's 6.2 inch, with deeper backs and better contrast. Other touted features include an improved kickstand and enhanced audio. In other words, it's anything but a generational leap. These modest improvements come with a modest price hike. The Switch Deluxe launches at $350 on October 8th, at just $50 more than the non-OLED Switch. This seems fair, but the online reaction hasn't been kind. That's because, like me, like Daniel, it appears most people anticipated more. Yeah, no, hell. An upgraded Nintendo Switch was first reported by Bloomberg some 11 months ago, long enough for imaginations to flourish and expectations to soar. And those inflated expectations are the issue here, not the new and slightly improved Switch. If it was a surprise announcement, gamers would have met the new edition with a polite, fair enough. It's only against the hopes of a substantial hardware improvement and existing owners wanting a decent reason to upgrade that the reaction becomes Nintendo ruined everything. Don't get me wrong, if I had my way, if Daniel had his way, Nintendo would have had a Switch Pro with 4K resolution, a new graphics chip, and a better battery life. I'd also fix the ongoing drift issues with the console's Joy-Cons and its lack of Bluetooth support, which is absurd at this point. But if the Nintendo swolled, nice one, Nintendo isn't trying to get my dollar, Daniel's dollar. There are millions of people who care about 4K gaming, but there are billions who play games that don't. Like all the aforementioned renovating models, the OLED Switch has two goals. It serves die-hard fans, numbering in their millions, who flock to buy any new Nintendo console. Second, and more importantly, it provides an extra option to people who haven't bought a Switch yet. The console sold over 84 million units since 2017, about 16 million shy of becoming the best-selling Nintendo home console ever. But the company isn't scrapping the barrel for more buys, as there are hundreds of millions of potential sales yet to be realised. And it's to these whom Nintendo are appealing by adding the Switch hardware range. It's a push for those who've been on the fence since 2017, or those who have rekindled their love of gaming during the pandemic. So that was Daniel over at CNET. Again, please go and check out the full article, link in the description below. And I think Daniel really hits the nail on the head in regards to when he's talking about if it was just announced and there was no Bloomberg leak 11 months ago, it would be par for the course for Nintendo. If you look back at all of their hardware dating back to the Game Boy, it's always been incremental upgrades during the product life cycle of any of their console generations. It's never been about taking the big leaps every couple of years, Again, it's not been out that long. 2017, I mean, yeah, it's still 4 years. It feels a lot sooner than that. I remember when the Switch came out and I was kind of having a little joke about it because I was on the PlayStation 4 at the time. And I kept saying, kids are going to lose those Joy-Cons. They're going to get snapped, they're going to get lost. And I thought it would just be this big sort of akin to when you're hearing about kids spending all their parents' money to buy V-Bucks or FIFA points. I thought there would be that kind of social media activity around how often they get lost or broken. Now, half right here, Daniel did say something about Joy-Con drift, which we're all at this point too familiar with to the point where it's just a common everyday background mention at this point. But yeah, I think like taking a step back, if we had a look at what Nintendo did previously, this was very easy to call out beforehand here. And again, I think it's just a case of we all got on that great hype train, and it's not to dismiss the Bloomberg article from 11 months ago. I think Nintendo very much were planning some kind of 4K output. Now, that's not to say it was going to have improved graphics and stuff like that, because then you get the issues of compatibility with their older games, and then you've got the dev kits, and you go the developers. So I don't think it was going to be a massive hardware shift. I think it would have that good upscaling to 4K, and Nintendo first party games would look very nice, very sleek in 4K, upscaled. Talk about your Super Mario's, your Pokemon's, and they would. There's just some of those bright colours as well. The OLED is definitely, it will be welcomed, don't get me wrong, but as both Daniel and the internet said, it's not enough for me to go take my Switch down there, trade it in, and buy one to replace it. Especially if you're playing on a TV most of the time. I think if you're a frequent commuter and you have it undocked quite a lot of the time, then yeah, I could maybe see myself doing that. But the fact is I work from home, so I've not had my Switch undocked in a long time. In fact, I've not had my Switch on in a long time since I got my Xbox Series S not too long ago. But yeah,